Good afternoon, Lulu Safran. Welcome on
Thank
VH Berries.
Yes! Very excited.
I am extremely grateful because you are a vehement catalyst, handing the best one-way ticket to a soul-stirring peregrination through your music and your depictions.
Hell yeah,
And
man.
while a typical room has four walls, when the Safran music is played, it adds another pair of parallel walls, forming an hexagon-shaped space. How are you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good, especially after that. I think after this interview, I just have to take you everywhere with me because that was awesome. And that's how I always need to be introduced.
Absolutely. This is the best way to be introduced. And
For sure.
in this hexagonal beehive, you're often surrounded by a large piano facing the Pacific Ocean, and I truly believe that those 88 keys, spanning just over 7 octaves, are opening the door for your creativity.
Dude, do you narrate audiobooks or something? Because I think that should be your career. I think you're wasted in doing podcasts. Get into Apple Studios or whatever. Start narrating.
I should, Lulu Safran, consider a path in audiobook voiceover. And to come back to the words that I just pronounced, can you tell us a little bit more about your connection to piano?
My connection to piano is... It was the first instrument I started playing. Or rather, the first instrument after I quit playing guitar because it hurt my fingers when I was little. So it was kind of the first instrument I remember really learning and falling in love with. And I used to go to piano recitals when I was 8, 9, 10, and playing songs that I should not have been singing as a 9-year-old. I'd get up there and I'd do my Alex Turner impression from Mini Mansion's Vertigo. And I didn't realize at the time I was fully doing the accent. Fully, it sounded like I had just come off the plane from Europe. I'm an American child, it didn't make sense, but I was doing the impression, I was playing the keys, and I was, singing about heartbreak and growing old with a lover. And none of that stuff should have made sense to me at the time, but that's how timeless music is and good lyrics, I guess, because I was feeling it.
Absolutely, Lulu Safran. It all started with the piano, and you also have another lucky charm, which is your guitar.
So true. Definitely a good luck charm. Although, the first time I played my first gig at the Troubadour, the guitar that should have been my lucky guitar broke on stage. And the sound guy told me it was my fault. It totally wasn't. And then my second guitar, that should have been my second good luck charm, also broke on stage. And I ended up playing all of my songs on an electric guitar. That was my third option, and I had never played any of them on that before. So, I have a little bit of a rocky relationship with my lucky guitars.
You have, Lulu Safran, a very special relationship with your guitars, and from what I've saw, this is an acoustic guitar and model with a dark sunburst finish featuring ornate floral designs around the sound hole and the body.
I wish that that was my guitar. This was a special guitar that I got to borrow. I know which one you're talking about because it was so special. I played it when I recently did this concert for a fundraiser in Poland, and it was on like 2 days notice. I flew over from London. I didn't have my guitar with me. And so one of my good friends over there was like, I have something really special that you're going to want to play. And it's an Epiphone. So it technically isn't like top of the line, but it has the most beautiful sound that I have ever heard in my life. There's like some human souls trapped in there or something. Not quite sure what it is. It has a voice of its own. I've never played a guitar like that. So I hope that since you've said it's mine, I will be able to now officially claim it as a guitar that I own.
You will, Lulu Safran, be able to claim that instrument. And for all I know, when you flown back from Poland, the guitar was not a checked baggage, but a supplementary one, because it exceeds the carry-on size.
So true. I feel like I'm in an old trailer, you know, where that guy's like, Lulu Safran stars as whatever, doing this thing and kicking butt. That's exactly what I feel like right now. I love that you say my full name every time. This is like, it's giving me such joy right now.
Absolutely, and I would love to explore one of the events in which you were one of the headliners at a specific charity event to support all those affected by the Poznan floods. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I would love to. Okay, now I have to get serious because it's a serious topic. There's been massive flooding over the summer, in all of Poland. Not really Poznan, but, around Opole and a lot of other places, mostly to the east. And I mean, it's been disaster after disaster, and, the Polish Red Cross acted unbelievably quickly and put together this concert to raise funds. And it was in my hometown of Poznań, or my second hometown, I guess, in Poland. And it was at our, it's called Aula Uniwersytecka, it's the Symphony Hall. And it's this stunning building. And we got together a bunch of incredible artists. I was really, really honored to be on that bill. And we put on a night of great music. Everybody, tried to have fun, be in good spirits, despite all the tragedy. And it brought a lot of joy. And most importantly, it brought a lot of funds to the cause, which is really exciting. And we were able to help a lot of people. So it was definitely one of the highlights of the fall so far.
It was one of the highlights of the fall so far, Lulu Safran. And it was, as you just mentioned, a night of great music, because on stage you brought a feeling of grounding, security, and calmness, which are also the tones naturally associated with Cinnamon, the name of your penultimate single.
Very true, indeed. Cinnamon on the rocks, baby.
Cinnamon on the rocks, baby. And I would love to make a transition with that specific song. Can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind it?
Yeah, I would be happy to. Cinnamon on the Rocks. What is the story behind it? Well, it's the hard-hitting questions. Well, I wrote it because I watched the Krzysztof Kieślowski movie Double Life of Veronique, which is mostly in French, actually, so up your alley. And in the movie, a lot of it is told because it's very languid. It has the slow shots. I'm one of those insufferable film people who are like, I really liked the dolly shot and the whatever. But it's true. And its use of lighting is just exquisite. It's so perfect, and you start to feel the characters' emotions even less through the acting and the portrayals and more through the super vibrant lights. And a lot of scenes are super yellow or super blue, and I thought it was funny how much one associates colors with emotions, because it's such a silly thing to see something so visual and be like, wow, that's the color of sad. But it's true, you really do feel it, and so I thought it would be interesting to explore that in a song. And the song itself is, probably about some breakup, as a lot of them are.
Absolutely, Lulu Safran. In that piece of art, you were associating some colors with emotions, and I believe that the song could also have been named Cinnamon on the Rocks with my whole tribe of ants, because this is what we see in the video clip.
So true! Oh my gosh, I forgot about the ants. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Forget about, that's not my love story. It's the ant love story. That is exactly what it is. Yeah, 100%. Totally. Aren't ants colorblind too? I feel like there's some fun fact that they can't quite see color, so now it's a tragedy too. They wish that they could experience life and the full spectrum of emotions and colors, but they can't because they're just little ants.
They are just little ants, Lulu Safran, and if they are colorblind, it means that they cannot witness and fully appreciate the work that whether your stylist or yourself did with that stylish bohemian inspired outfit.
Thank you. That I will take the credit for that. I found it. It's a beautiful I think it was supposed to be a dress, but it never quite got finished, and I found it in my mom's closet, actually. So I'm very DIY in my music videos. So I threw some stuff together and went to my favorite place ever, which is the California desert. I think that one was in Joshua Tree. But yeah, it was a great shoot. It was really fun. I think... Oh, I'm thinking about Feel Your Love. Sorry. I just love the desert too much. I have too many desert music videos. Cinnamon, that was also me, not a stylist. But what was Cinnamon? That was in the Mojave. And it was springtime. So it was the perfect weather to be shooting a music video. And because of that, I thought that all music videos in the desert must be so easy and fun to shoot because it's such pleasant terrain. And then I went back to film Feel Your Love in the middle of the summer. And it had to have been 120 degrees, something insane, where you can see on the music video, you can totally see it, that I am so hot. My face is so red. And it was the most exhausting day ever. And at the same time, it's my favorite music video because it was the best day. We'd take like 10-minute breaks in between shooting in the car with the AC on full blast because we were in the middle of nowhere. And it's one of my favorite stories. It was the best.
It was one of your favorite story, Loulou Safran, and if I understood correctly, you picked in the family closet that light beige peasant-style blues, embellished with floral embroidery on the sleeves. And you also just mentioned the dessert, because that video clip was indeed filmed in that location, which is an ideal place to launch satellites and rockets, because as you sing in aquarium, everyone wants to be an astronaut.
This is true. Yeah. Everybody does want to be an astronaut. I wrote that and then realized hold on. Let me explain, because this is actually fun. You bring up one of my favorite things, which is the Bridge of Aquarius. Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Technically, yes, but also I think I'd be terrible at that because I get really carsick. So that's a line from one of my favorite bands of all time, Royal Republic. And they have a song called Everybody Wants to Be an Astronaut. Killer song. So good. And this Aquarius is written about somebody who's really close to me, and so that bridge is has a bunch of references to our favorite songs. So there's Everybody Wants to Be an Astronaut. Oh, Smooth Sailing starts with Smooth Sailing by Queens of the Stone Age. From here on out. It's Always Within, Not Without is 12 Foot Ninja, this Australian metal band. They rock. They are so cool, and they are like genre bending in every song. But that's from their song Coming For You, which combines hard rock, heavy metal with like bossa nova or samba or something. I don't know. It's awesome. And Looking Too Closely, But We'll Figure It Out. This is my favorite. I've always wanted to talk about this bridge. It's always with Looking Too Closely, But We'll Figure It Out is Looking Too Closely by Fink. Also an amazing song by an incredible artist. And then La Pièce de la Résistance, Everybody Wants to Be an Astronaut, Royal Republic, my favorite, our favorite. And we came full circle because I went with my Aquarius and got to see them live twice or 3 times last summer in Europe. So I was on the barrier. I even was featured in one of the concert videos where they show the mosh pit. Some of the best moments of my life were had in that mosh pit for sure. And I just had to mention it in the song.
You absolutely had Loulou Safran to mention that event in the aquarium song, and it is my personal favorite song from yours. And
Thank you.
the video clip is directed by Michael Yagliero. Can you tell us a little bit more about choosing, in his own words, the finest sunsets of the year?
Yes, Michał Jagiełło, amazing Polish cinematographer and director. It was great to be able to film with him. I think it was less choosing the best sunset of the year, and it was actually, we are so lucky, and it was fate that we just happened to get the perfect sunset, I think is what it is. I think he's a little more practical about it. He's I guess, big into science about choosing the right day, but no, I'm pretty sure it was the magnetic pull of the earth or whatever, and spiritually we were guided to the perfect sunset. It really was. It was, we were shooting it in a field outside of Poznań, and I got eaten alive by mosquitoes, which is my least favorite thing, but it was definitely worth it because it's one of my favorite videos. He's incredibly talented, and it was really fun sort of getting to direct with him and shoot it and run around in a field for a bunch of hours. Honestly, what is better than that?
Absolutely, Lulu Safran. We cannot find anything better than running in the field. And I am wondering, what do you think is the most fulfilling in creating your own music?
That's a really good question. What is the most fulfilling? Well, mostly I love the attention. But other than that, I think, songwriting for me is definitely very therapeutic, and it sort of lets me take a step back and distance myself from whatever I have going on and sort of be able to look at it from a different perspective. So it's nice to sort of be able to compartmentalize feelings like that. But also, music is such an enormous part of my life, and it always has been. I love listening to it so much. I love seeing it played live, that being able to sort of add my own creations to the endless amount of music is really special. It kind of feels like I'm plugging into something that is so much bigger than myself, and I'm doing the same things that all of my heroes were doing, even though they were probably doing it way better. And I love getting into that creative headspace. And something that I used to not like, but now I quite do. I recorded a lot of these songs that have been released so far. I wrote a lot of them sort of in between the ages of, 12 and 16. So I was in a very specific headspace, and a lot of it was during the pandemic. So I wrote very honestly what I was feeling at the time, and now I get to look back on it, and first I hate it. I hate all the lyrics and all the songs. I'm like, this is so stupid. Why would I ever write this? But it's really special to get to look back on the things that I was feeling, how I was expressing them, and sort of get to create new songs that or release old ones. I don't know. It's special to have like a timestamp.
In definitive, it is essential to have a timestamp, Lulu Safran. And you're indeed also adding your own cinnamon brick on the building, and also being smart because people are watching your horror movies, and they can then afterward seek some comfort with your song. You are both the discomfort and the relief.
You're so right. Oh my gosh. You're recombobulating my whole life perspective right now, honestly. You're so right. The comfort and the discomfort. It's all me. That's just, that's what they all say about me, is that I'm the discomfort and also the comfort. But also, I think I need to add more discomfort to the mix. I'm gonna start making heavy metal, for sure. I want to freak people out on screen and in their headphones, I think.
Absolutely, Lulu Safran, this is a good idea to start a heavy metal career. And I would love to explore your parallel journey as an actress on the silver lenticular screen. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I mean, what is there to tell? You can see it all. Let's see. What do I tell? What do I reveal? What do I reveal? I act as well. I love it. I've been doing it for about as long as I've been doing music, which is forever. I popped out of the womb doing an accent and a little Irish jig. So I definitely couldn't have one without the other. That's what they always ask. They're like, do you want to do music or do you want to do film? I have to have both. I couldn't live without either one. And I love doing both at the same time because music, for me, is sort of more of a solitary thing, at least where I am right now, because I write and produce all of the songs myself. So there isn't that much room for collaboration until I start recording, with some incredible instrumentalists that play on my songs. But film is the complete opposite end of the spectrum, where yes, there is, the solitary journey, I guess, of figuring out what you're doing with your character, but it's this incredible buzzing environment of a billion people who all have a ridiculously hyper-specific job that are all coming together in this creative space to make one big project. And it is so special to have the two sides of the coin, where I get to sort of hide in my room and make songs alone, and then I get to come out on the set and have this incredible example of teamwork. So, yeah.
Having those two extremes with both making your own music in a bedroom but also attending those sets with billions of people, and a good start point, Lulu Safran, would be the Annabelle creation and Annabelle Comes Home movies.
They're good movies.
Those are good movies. Can you tell us a little bit more about the beginning and the evolution of that horror adventure?
The beginning and the evolution. I was so young at the beginning. How old was I? I think I was 10 when we shot Annabelle Creation. So, a good 8 years ago. Oh, almost 9. So I can't say I remember that much from the very, very beginning, but the summer I spent on set, I will remember forever. The film is about a group of orphan girls that are all around the same age. So we formed a little family on set, and I am still such good friends with all of those girls and Taylor Buck, who was technically my best friend in the film, is one of my bestest friends in real life to this day. So very special. We try and scare people a little less in real life these days. But every now and again you have a little fun with it. And then the evolution. Well, I was lucky enough to come back and have a scene in Annabelle Comes Home, which is the third of the trilogy. And yeah, it stands out in my mind as like one of the best opportunities and experiences of my life.
It was one of the most changing experience of your journey, Lulu Safran, and we can now say that those 14 hours screen time felt like 2.
You're right. Actually, I hope not. I hope that my 2 hours of screen time in Annabelle felt like 14. That's what I hope.
Absolutely. Yeah. We hope the complete opposite of the lyrics of your latest single that is called Parallel Lines. And I would love to explore that new song that came up within the last week. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I would love to, actually. So my song Parallel Lines, it came out, a week ago? A little over a week ago? I'm not sure. But, time doesn't exist. But, it's a special song to me. It really is. And I had it felt unfinished for a very long time. And, like a week before releasing it, I was like, oh my god, I know what it needs. It needs slide guitar. So that is what we added. I went to this incredible instrumentalist slide guitar player in Poland, and I was like, please, can you record this for me? And please, can you do it immediately? Because I have no time. I have to put it out. And he said yes, luckily. And he recorded the beautiful melody. And I worked with him on it, and suddenly I heard the song, and it was like a completely new track. And I was so happy with how it came out. And it's sort of, it's hardly country, but it's a wave towards Americana at least, and Americana and country and folk rock of like the 70s. That's all such a big inspiration to me, or at least it was on this album. So getting to have that little taste on it, on the song was really exciting. And I wrote the song for my dad's birthday, actually, because I am very bad with gifts, and I always think of it too late, and the one thing I can do really fast is write a song. It was for him. It was for his birthday, which I think is a little mean, because I do complain about him a little bit, I think, in the song. But I wrap it up nicely, I think. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of the track. And I've also been playing it live recently, and it sort of takes on a life of its own. So I'm a big Parallel Lines fan now.
In conclusion, Parallel Lines was a birthday gift for your father, and I am looking forward to see you maybe one day do the first part at the Arctic Monkeys concert with maybe Alexander David Turner, which is your favorite band and group. Thank you very much, Loulou Safran.
Definitely one of my favorite bands. There are so many now that I can hardly keep track. Maybe, yeah. Listen, I'm already working on the second album because I love it so much. I can't stop for 1 second, making more songs all the time. And I think as much as I like Parallel Lines, the next stuff is gonna be a little heavier. I'm thinking maybe I do Parallel Lines with Alex Turner and then go play the second album with Mike Patton.